Good evening and welcome to this year's Miss Universe 2023 competition. I am very excited to see which lucky contestant takes the crown tonight. The crown contains over 500 diamonds, 120 pearls, and is over $5.5 million. Being nominated itself is a huge honor for the country. These women have been working very hard in order to compete. There are 84 countries being represented tonight. They will be representing the evening gown category, the swimsuit category, the costumes that represent their nations, and the personal interview. So tonight we will be reviewing the history of how Miss Universe came to be, the preparation it takes, the categories, and what happens after winning. So first, upstage first, will be how it all started. Back in 1920, the International Pageant of Poultitude introduced this Miss Universe competition, although it was not named like this until 1926 when it became its permanent name and evolved. But before that, in 1935, they stopped doing this because of the Great Depression and World War II when these events were occurring. 17 years later, in 1952, the current Miss Universe was founded by the Pacific Knitting Mills, which was a California-based company and was televised in 1955, then later on broadcasted by CBS. This was held in Long Beach, California, and the first winner was Armi Kusela from Finland. But later on, she lost her crown due to getting married before she finished her Miss Universe time. There were certain rules that needed to be followed in order to compete in the Miss Universe pageant, which were being between the ages of 18 and 27, have not been married or are not married or divorced, have not had children, are not pregnant, or have birthed a child. But that was until 2023, also known present day, when Andrea Meza, who was crowned in 2020 representing Mexico, changed all of this and introduced a new rule where now women are allowed to have kids and be married. This is life-changing for a lot since back then, women were married at a really young age. So this is life-changing opportunity for a lot of women, and if they are between the ages of 18 and 27. Taking the spotlight next will be the routines and preparations it takes to be Miss Universe. It takes a long time and a lot of hard work in order to prepare for this big day. So first they have to apply to the national director of their country. They have to stay in shape and exercise. This includes running, dancing, cardio, etc. They also have to make sure that they're eating healthy. This means they have to cut off all sweets, carbs, and fats. Another thing is they have to drink lots and lots of water and make sure that their skin is intact. This means wearing a lot of sunscreen, making sure that you're curing any acne or any skin problems. Another thing is that they need a pageant coach. So this pageant coach is to make sure that they know how to walk, talk, and perform to their highest capacity. One thing that they really need to learn, work, and master is the catwalk. The catwalk is named this way because cats walk really delicately and carefully, which means they have to make sure that they're delicately walking and can perform this way. Now we will be discussing the categories in this way, which they will be judged by. The first one will be the evening gown category, which is where they have to wear their most beautiful long dresses, basically designing and represented by their designer and their best work. Next is the swimsuit category, and this is just basically making sure that they worked out and they have their body toned out perfectly. Also, making sure that their catwalk is good. Next is one of the most entertaining ones, the costume category, where they're representing either their nation, what it means to them, or what they wish to change. And then finally, the personal interview, although we can talk about this one later. Oh, okay. So the personal interview, there's two versions. So the first one will be the private 5-minute interview with every single one of the candidates. And the second one will be the final interview with the last 3 candidates. There's common questions like, how are you a good role model? Or what can you offer your community? Or like, what Miss Universe means to you. Now, I became Miss Universe. So now what is next? So Miss Universe is in charge to advocate, which means participating in charities, humanitarian work, awareness, and other things, basically just advocating. Our Bonnie Gabriel was the winner of the 2022, and she got a lot of perks with becoming Miss Universe, which is $250,000 in cash, a monthly salary, makeup artists and photographers and hairstylists, and other things as well. Now let's recap. Tonight we learned the history of Miss Universe, the preparation that it takes, the categories, and what happens after winning. Do you think you have what it takes to compete? I thank you all for joining me today, and now the moment you've been waiting for, I present to you the evening gown category.